Hello everyone! Not to say everyone! Welcome to an unboxing video. Today we are going to be unboxing this pen. It is a Laban. Thank you so much to Laban for sending this over to me. Just so you know, this is a sponsored video. I've been paid for my time and effort. That's all there is to it. This is not a full review. The full review is coming next, like in a couple weeks. But I wanted to share this with you so you could take a look at it. It's very pretty. It is the second in their newer series. So the last one was the Ocean. This one is the Forêt, which is actually a non-French version of me saying forest. So here we have the box. It's a very simple box. I actually don't mind it terribly. Sorry about the overexposure. I'm gonna just get rid of all the black in here. That's just a paper sleeve. You have a clamshell box, and then inside is your pen. And you have a felt bed, you have the little tag. It came in a plastic sleeve thingy, and you got your little Laban notebook, which has your guarantee and stuff like that. This one is not stamped because it's a review sample, but there you go. Let's close this up because it's blinding us, and let's take a look at the pen, which is here. So this is the Forest. Just to give you an idea before we get going and talking about the pen, the MSRP of this pen is 140 US, but the street price is about 112 US. And to be honest, I don't think that is terribly unreasonable when we take a look at what it is. You've got a really pretty finial. It has the Laban logo. It's in metal. It's not quite flush, but it's just set in there at the top. Gold colored trim. It has an engraving on the center band, and this is a cartridge converter. This is standard international. It did come with a a converter, which is great. No cartridges, very interesting, but the converter is branded. So that's just, I mean, that's not a huge deal, but you know, it doesn't say like Schmidt or something. And again, the branding is not really important, but it's just more of a complete package, I think. And let's talk about the nib in a second, but let's look at it. We've got this ivory, they call it antique ivory resin, I believe. And this flecked green marble acrylic. Very pretty. The warmth of the pen is like highlighted by the gold and the creamy look. And the yellow in the green, like in the marble here. So like, it's pretty good looking. One of the things that I've noticed is different is the nib seems to be a different nib now. So this is a steel number 6 Jovo nib. This is gold colored to match the trim. It is laser engraved. So it's a laser engraved with 3952 Laban and Germany. This is a medium nib. Now, my experience with Laban pens has been quite positive. Either you like them or you don't. Like, I don't think they do anything that I have used that is like so out there that it's unappealing. It's just like, is it your favorite pen? Maybe, maybe not. And what I have found is that all the nibs perform really well. So they are quite firm in my experience, but they are typically very well adjusted, at least to my preferences, and well tuned. So like no skips, no hard starts. They write reliably. They don't really like run dry with normal use. If you're applying pressure and stuff, it might run dry. But because they're firm nibs, you're unlikely to do that. So this is a full-size pen. I think the barrel is like slightly on the slender side when you compare it to the cap, but it's still a full size. When you uncap it, you can easily use it like this without the cap posted. If you have to post your cap, it's gonna look pretty funky. So it does post sort of by, like it does post by friction, but it looks like totally ridiculous. So either you would have to hold it pretty high up, or you'd have to have really large hands, or you just really like pens that are balanced like this. So if we uncap that and we find the balance point, pretty central, like not bad. I find it comfortable enough There you go. The threads are a tiny bit sharp, and this ridge here is like a tiny bit sharp, but overall, I think it feels pretty good in hand. Like it's a cute looking pen. The only thing I don't like is that there's so much trim on it. Okay, so there's the 2 bands here. There's a clip that sits out pretty far from the body. There's this wide band. There's 2 more bands here, and then there's the band at the back. I just feel like that's a bit too much trim. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like maybe 1 band here, and then just 1 and 1, and then not. I don't know. It just feels like too much. Like this, the center band doesn't really match with these thinner bands, so. You know, like that's just a minor thing, but I really like the finial. Like the logo on the finial is pretty cool. It's got like some texture to it, like it sticks out a bit, you know. But anyway, since I'm already down here, we can do a writing sample, but I'm going to switch the camera angle so that it's a little easier for you to see. Okay, so we're gonna do some writing. This is, move the light just a bit. This is the Laban Forest. Fountain pen. We have a steel medium nib. Medium what? One thing I find interesting is that I don't know if they've switched to like a completely different nib manufacturer. It looks like a Jovo to me, but it's not as hard as my previous Laban nibs have been. Like it has a tiny bit, like this isn't flex, but it responds a little more to pressure. But as you can see, it's like it keeps up well with fast writing. Just writing scribbles here. And reverse, not much of a reverse writer, but free weight, it's just writing with its own weight, beautiful. Now, in case you're curious, this ink is Califolio Doré, in other words, golden hour. Now, the interesting thing about this ink is it's actually slightly on the dry side, and it performs beautifully in this pen. So just doing some fun writing.